All right, so I was asked to talk about my UFO sightings and what I've seen, and so I thought I'd draw some pictures too. And so here's what I've got here. Now this one was about 20, 20, 20, 2010, 2011 in Utah. And what this is uh, it's a flying wing, but it's not like an aerodynamic wing, and it's huge. It's what I've heard they call these like the flying platforms, and it's like a brick, but this is in the shape of a V. So it's all box shaped, kind of like the Borg, and very reminiscent of the Borg from Star Trek. I mean, it's got like a grid pattern of pipes coming off of it. Almost they almost look like electric circuit board type of grid pattern, and it was flat black. This was about 10 o'clock at night, and it was on a moonless night, flying overhead at a good pace. And gosh, it was flying from the south to the north. And the only reason why I caught it in my eye, I was outside just looking at the stars and stuff, and um, and it was a moonless night, so it was very dark. But we had some clouds up there, and there was a cloud. Let's see, adjacent to where I live, there's a Walmart that has parking lot lights, and they're pretty bright. So they're shining off the clouds up above, and I saw this right before it flew into the clouds, so about 5 seconds or so, and it was flat black, non-reflective, no lights on it. These back here are half domes sticking out the back end of it, and I think those are something to do with like the propulsion system to make it move. Um, this may be technology that's has to do with electric ionization of air to keep it floating. Um, I've seen some stuff like this where they made little models on YouTube, and they have these little tinfoil, you know, stuff with balsa wood and wires and stuff, and they were able to put electricity through it and it floats. Um, so this was pretty interesting. I reported this in MUFON and other sightings as well, and they've talked to me about them. And I've talked to them about them, and they're just trying to get my story completely straight. And so that was, gosh, about 2013. I talked to them, and so that was kind of interesting. This is what it would look like if you're directly underneath it, and this is the shape of it here. It's just a huge craft. Gosh, I don't know. To estimate the size of this thing was pretty difficult. I mean, that's why I've got over here. I've got a little drawing of a little silhouette of a Cessna, and I think that's approximate size of what it would be. So let's see. The next one here. This is probably the most wild one I've seen. I mean, this is just crazy because it was something you see out of like a sci-fi movie. I mean, it's just how it happened was just incredible. I was driving home in the evening. It was about 5 or 6 at night, before the sun sets, and it was still up. And say, mm, I was just driving, no radio on, nice and quiet, just driving home, and I see this object catch my eye, and I thought it was a plastic bag floating in the air, and it was just moving around. It started moving around really weird. It's like just bouncing around up and down, whipping around in the sky, like kind of like what a fire hose would do if you turn on full blast and just starts whipping around. That's what this little thing was doing, and I noticed that's not close. That's far away. That's really far away, and it was cloud vapor bouncing around in the sky. So I kind of drew a little cloud there, uh, but it was just really strange. I was totally fixed on it and watching it. I came up to a stop sign. I was watching it, and the cloud stabilized, and then started swirling like a vortex, and then like as if this thing came out of a doorway, it became visible. It would just walk through a doorway where it was from another dimension. It was really really odd, and it was white, like a soft, kind of like how the clouds look. They had that reflective, soft whiteness to them. They're really bright. It was like that color, and as it came out of this wormhole, I guess, it had the vortex of clouds flying around the front of it, and I think that's probably from the heat or something from it coming through a wormhole or something. It was just the vapor eventually just dissipated, everything went away, and then it was above me, and it came down all the way out to the horizon in front of me, towards Stockton, and I came up to a stoplight, and I just sat there and watched it, and it stopped in front of a cloud, and it slowly merged into it. I mean, it is very intelligently controlled. It was being safe. Obviously, it didn't want to just fly into clouds and not know if something was there or not. It was really odd, and I said to myself, I'm never going to see that again. And it's like I didn't have anything to record, this with, or I would have, because it was about 3 to 5 minutes of view time, I mean, of this whole incident. And this is the only one I saw during the daytime, and it's the only one that really convinced me that there's something to this whole alien thing. I mean, you don't know what they are. You don't know if they're from another planet, from another dimension. You don't know what they are, but you know that they're intelligent. You know that they're pretty advanced, they're very different from what we have, and that just it just blows my mind. I mean, see, this one was the convincing factor for me. The other sightings I've seen, like this, this one here, yeah, that's something we have. I mean, easily. I mean, it wasn't like able to, like, I mean, I didn't see it, do crazy maneuvers or anything like that. It's just a big flying platform, and you put a whole bunch of military vehicles in that. But this one was the size of like 3 aircraft carriers. It was humongous, but it was far away, so it was this little thing in the air. But uh, it was very fast. There's no sonic booms, at least that I couldn't hear because I had my windows rolled up. But I was in a quiet area, so I would have heard something at least, especially a sonic boom. And I've heard a few of those in my life. Uh, but yeah, it was just, this one was very convincing to me, and pretty crazy. Um, this one here, this is probably something we have. I might have mistaken this for uh, say a stealth fighter F-117, and but I swore it was a triangle shape, and there was 3 of them flew over my backyard when I was a kid, about 14 years old when I saw this, and uh, I just looked up, and 3 of them flew over in formation, um, and each one of them had like a red light underneath, which is exactly what the stealth fighters have. They have a little red light, and uh, they were silent, and they were about 300 to 500 feet above me. They were flying very low and cruising at a good pace, say about 100, 120, 150, somewhere, something around that speed, and pretty good pace. They flew over as they're moving pretty quick, and they had a hum to them. They didn't have a jet noise or anything like that. It just a nice little hum, and they're flat black, non-reflective, and I I went out to their front yard. I was all excited. I was like, oh, what, I thought they were like stealth fighters, and very well could have been, because 3 more of them flew over in formation as well. And that's very, reminiscent of the Air Force, flying in formation. Um, so that was as it flew by, the second ones I saw the back end of it, and it looked kind of like this. And from the reflective of the lights of the town beneath it, and so that's that's what I saw there, and yeah, so that's my sightings, you know. So that's it. Uh, I don't have much else to say about that. I mean, I've seen other ones, but nothing I can draw because one of them was just a satellite flying by, and I decided to watch it all the way, little dot, you know. I just wanted to, you know, see how long I can watch it fly across and watch it as long as I could until it disappeared. Well, as I was watching it, it's flying from the west to the east, and uh, I watch it as long as I can, and right as it was starting to, you know, be difficult to see, it lights up with afterburners, and it's like a white, you know, flame, and it just starts going faster and faster and faster, and it gets pretty good speed, and then the flame turns a little blue, and it gets blue, and then all of a sudden it goes straight up into the atmosphere and just disappears. And I was like, what? That wasn't a satellite. So I have to say that not all those little dots up there are just satellites. They're, you know, um, and this thing was cruising at a pretty good pace. Um, gosh, any other ones that I had? I can't recall any other sightings. I think that's it. So that's it. That's all I got. All right. Have a good one.